Hello, everybody. Welcome to We Like Dota Casual Match Draft and Commentary Analysis. This is, episode 3 now?
Yeah, we're already to 3, which is great.
All right. So,
congratulations, everyone.
So we talked about it in the podcast portion of the show that we were going to cast this match that we did where we had an epic 5-person team, the elusive 5-person team that we usually never have. And we did a captain's mode match with Jared, Clyde Frog Pedersen as our valiant drafter. I'm Brian Sabone Yinger, and we're also joined by the elusive Ben Yadneb Day.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, glad to be here to cast along with you.
Awesome. Okay, Jared, let's talk about the draft here. What's going on?
Right now, I think we're banning people.
Okay, good. Why?
Well done.
We played the dire side. Great. We called in Gilmore the Corgi for support here, and he had no advice to give us.
He pointed at Pudge, so we banned out Pudge.
Radiant's
if you look, I almost always first ban Phantom Lancer.
Why is that? Tell me why.
I like to play as Phantom Lancer.
If you play against a good Phantom Lancer, you understand why you first ban him. Like, honestly, he's I think a difficult hero to counter unless you just straight shut him down. If he can get any semblance of farm and levels, he will just explode.
10 seconds to
you
go.
throw a Radiance on him, and it's out the window. I mean, it's just crazy.
I think part of it also is our
Dyer's
team is
pick.
just not very organized yet, and so we have a really hard time figuring out
Shutting down people.
which one is the real Phantom Lancer. Let's be honest. I mean, we can't do it yet. We're just not we're not organized enough yet.
Dyer's
Right.
pick.
Okay, so Jared, we have an Alchemist pick. Do you want to talk about maybe the general strategy or why we went with Alchemist?
Yeah, so if you've ever listened to our podcast or watched any of our other drafts, you'll realize right now I have a really big man crush on the big dude there, Alchemist. He's just so versatile. He
Radiant's
can do
pick.
anything. He can mid, he can carry, sort of well, but mostly he can play that support role really, really strongly.
In 6.78, he was definitely much more of a carry.
Yes.
And in 6.79, the flavor of the week is to run him as a support.
Right.
And that's how we tend
Radiant's
to run.
ban.
Yeah.
So Jared, as you're drafting and you see the Tiny and the Tidehunter pick come out from the other team,
Dyer's
are you
ban.
drafting around that, or are you just saying this is our strategy, this is what we're rolling with?
Radiant's ban.
Personally, I like to do a little bit of both. I like to go into a draft kind of knowing what I want.
Yeah.
And then you do have to counterpick a little bit.
Okay.
So looking at that right there, they have tons of
10
sustain.
seconds
Right.
to go.
Tiny and Tidehunter get
Super
fairly tanky.
both
Yeah.
of them.
5
so
seconds.
we know that they're going to be hard to deal with. So you notice I
Dyer's
ban out
ban.
right there Spirit Breaker because,
You hate playing against Spirit Breaker.
well, that and
Dyer's
it's
pick.
crazy if you combine him with a Tidehunter.
Right.
If you combine him with a Tidehunter and a
Radiant's
Tiny,
pick.
that's just going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So then I also ban out that Lifestealer because, again, if you have some lockdown with that Ravage from Tidehunter, it can just get ugly really quick because he
Yeah.
can do tons of damage and he has
Right.
tons of sustain as well.
Right. And I believe, did they go with Tiny as their one position hard carry, their hard farmer?
I honestly don't remember who else was on
They
this
had
team.
seconds
Drow
to
as
go.
well.
Yeah.
That's
Might have
right.
been-
Do you usually go with your hard carry as your first pick, or is there some sort of
You don't
order?
see that normally.
Okay.
You don't see that. Usually you're going to see, well, at least in the pro scene, you're going to see your hard carry being your number one farmer,
Yeah.
usually picked in that 3 or 4 position.
Yeah. Because we picked Luna third, which I usually play the hard carries, and Luna's just a fantastic carry, no matter how you spin it. And do you think they did Razor as a counter pick to Luna? Because Razor is who you
10
pick to
seconds
shut
to
down a
go.
carry.
Right. I honestly don't know what they were
5
thinking. I
seconds.
think Razor's an okay counter to Luna. I don't think that he's the best
Reserve time.
counter to Luna.
If you play better than I do, he's an okay counter.
No, I agree. I think that he can counter her for sure.
Because usually, like, the way that Razor shuts down counters in the early game, in the laning phase, is he gets the
That
static
static
link,
link. Yeah,
he
so he
steals
steals the
damage and adds it to his own,
Windranger,
and
after
you have to
service.
run away from it, which I was thinking after we
Radiant's
played the
pick.
match, Luna has some of the highest move speed in the game. I should have just bought boots first, and it would have totally shut him down.
Yeah, you would have been up to
Right.
that 380 move speed, and
Right.
it would have been game over.
But, I play like a noob, so...
Well, we are.
We are noobs.
We are. So
now, Jared, it looks like, are we looking at trying to take towers down fast? Is that kind of the big strategy we have going on here?
that was my idea early,
Okay.
with the Alchemist and Dragon
10
Knight.
seconds to go.
After I saw that they got Tidehunter, that second pick, you kind of have to
5
change it a little bit.
seconds.
Okay.
Because they're going to be able to kind of stop that really
Reserve
effectively.
time.
So that was one of getting some jelly beans for us here.
Yeah, I got the jelly beans out. I don't know if you can hear those. I'm sure you can. But I got the Dota
Production
2
value.
jelly beans out. Yeah.
Production
Hashtag
value.
production value.
So pretty classic. So next up, we pick up Windranger for that other support. Get that range support. The idea was to,
Lion.
keep her in the off lane and just
Be annoying.
yeah. for
She's
sure.
got power shot. Her shackle shot is a somewhat reliable stun depending on position.
right.
And
And if you land that shackle shot, man, and it hits
Oh.
2 heroes,
so good.
oh, it's nuts.
And with her wind run ability, she's
10
really hard to
seconds
kill.
go.
Which is great in the off lane.
In her ultimate, if you start 5-man team fighting,
Radiant's
you can take
banned.
down towers so fast with that ultimate.
For sure.
Combined with the dragon form from Dragon Knight and Luna with the moon glaives. I mean,
The minus armor from Alchemist.
yeah.
So as the teams are taking shape here, I remember our discussion
10
at this
seconds
point
to
was, what are we
go.
going to do at mid? Right? We
Right.
need because we've got Chris, who usually plays CJ
5
Connery
seconds.
is generally our mid player, and we're just trying to figure out who are they going to put mid. Because we
Reserve
thought they had a
time.
couple different options there, and what are we going to do that's really going to provide us
Dyer's
with
pick.
because we thought we needed more damage. I remember
Right.
that was a big part of what we needed.
We wanted more burst damage
Right.
specifically.
Yeah. We thought they were going to put the Razor mid
We thought for sure, yeah, at this point.
because Razor's pretty good
Just
in
got
the
a
mid
bubble
lane.
gum one there.
Oh, is that good or bad?
Not a big fan.
Okay.
Yeah, some of these are weird.
Jelly beans.
I like the buttered popcorn one. I've
you're
come around
sick.
to it.
You're
I've
sick.
come around to it.
Okay, that's good.
So we end up going with the Queen of Pain.
Radiant's pick.
She provides a lot of burst damage.
And really freaks me out. She's a little too into it.
She's a little too blue.
Yes.
She's a little too blue.
Yeah.
So
Needs to cover herself up a little bit more.
yeah, we were thinking that they were going to run that Razor mid. So she has a lot of good abilities that kind of counter that counter. So
Very good. She's got the blink,
yeah.
which we thought
10
in
seconds to go.
specifically the blink would just be real good for getting away from the
5
static
seconds.
link. But as it turns out, they did not run Razor mid.
Right.
Reserve
Spoiler
time.
alert.
Hashtag spoiler alert.
And I see you banned Kunkka was our last ban. Were you thinking because we were thinking off lane or something, right? At this point, that's
Yeah, at this
probably
point-
the right thing to take.
At this point, I was thinking that they were going to grab another core. At another time, I played against a Kunkka Tidehunter mix
Oh, it's a
before,
pain.
and it's a pain in the butt
It really is.
because you can really land that ship, and if that ship lands,
The ghost ship. Yeah.
oh my gosh,
Not only does it do damage, but the Kunkka's rum ability that goes down when you use the ghost ship buffs the move speed of
I
your
just got one of
allies.
those buttered popcorns.
Aren't they delicious?
No,
No,
it's
they're awful.
terrible.
Kunkka's rum, it buffs the move speed of your allies, and also it gives you additional armor. Is that right?
Something like that.
Okay.
we can't see it.
Good.
But
Sure, we'll go with that.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what it does.
perfect.
So at this point, we're just waiting for them.
And our assumption at this point is they're not really sure what they're doing because they took quite a while
Yeah,
for this last phase here.
Yeah.
I can relate.
But I think what they're thinking is they need some more damage. They're looking at what we have for late game, and they're like, we need somebody who's going to be a little harder carry,
Right.
and they end up picking the Drow Ranger.
And at this point, we were like, all right, we can play against Drow. Because as we said earlier in the podcast, you stand next to her and you win. But if she goes Shadowblade, legitimately, if she goes Shadowblade, she can be a little elusive, like Weaver can be.
Yeah. So you really need to grab that dust if she does get that Shadow Blade.
Right.
And then you're going to be okay.
Right. So we're loading in here. We were on the Dire side. They were on the Radiant side. And we'll go ahead and introduce the
get
lineups
ready.
here. We had show guest Ben Yadnebday playing on the Dragon Knight. I played Luna, our hard farmer. Jared played the support Alchemist, Clyde Frog.
Yes, and we are going to count, or try to count, how many times I self-stun with the unstable concoction.
Right.
Because it was a lot this game.
It was a
yeah.
lot this game.
Things not to do.
It's a
Yeah.
thing of beauty. It was great. And then we had our buddy Kyle, who this night that we played, we increased his wins from 1
All
to
the way to
3.
That's the
Three
spirit.
wins.
So yeah, it was great. And
Which I think, in contrast, the rest of us probably all have at least 50.
correct.
I have 26.
Oh, I stand
Yeah.
corrected.
So we see some sportsmanlike
seconds to
conduct
go.
coming out from the teams here. Just a reminder, just be nice to people you play with.
Totally.
You know, don't be dicks.
Don't be a jerk.
Yeah. So yeah, and on the other team we have Razor in the off lane here, much to my chagrin. We have a mid lane Tiny.
We were not expecting that.
I was not
No.
expecting that.
But it's a great idea,
Oh, it works really well.
because Tiny, you just need level and farms.
Yep.
So, I mean, getting
And
him
away
mid,
we
it's
go.
perfect, really.
We've got a safe lane Drow Ranger. We've got a support / roaming Lion. And we've got a Tide Hunter in the off lane, which are all great spots for him. It looks like he has a sweet item on that thing. What is that? Kraken's Bane.
Okay,
Rare Harpoon.
That's pretty
Rare
neat.
Harpoon.
And that
So
that
we're instantly
hat.
intimidated
He's got a hat,
by that.
too. He's
Yeah.
got that hat.
Razor's got the Storm Stealer's Whip. Whip. Yes.
I think it's safe to assume these guys have more wins than us based on the number of items they have.
Well,
That's a good point.
and it doesn't take much to win against us.
This is
No.
true.
So initially we had Jared and I in the safe lane, which, you know, and right off the bat here, we got the Razor being aggressive with the static link.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
But taking a look mid lane, it's about what you expect with a range against a melee.
It seems like it would be difficult.
Yeah, that's the biggest downfall to playing Tiny mid is if you're playing against a ranged hero.
Yeah.
you're really gonna have problems getting some farm.
I know Drow was causing us some issues down in this lane as well. I'm taking a lot of pot shots.
Which
our Windranger was,
Windranger should be right clicking the crap out of
they
her
should
right now.
be. You know, again, that comes with just some more experience, I
Yeah.
think, and really did some good jobs with doing a little bit of poke a little later on.
We got a little
But
bit of
initially-
engagement here, a little acid spray trying to zone out the Tide Hunter here. Jared, I was going to ask you, what do you think about Drow going boots first?
That's really interesting. When I play Drow, I don't normally go boots until a little later because I don't know. It just
It's not something you would think of getting first. I would
No.
try and go with some iron branches to just buff out your attributes. You know, they're called GG branches for a reason. You know, they really kind of give you some attributes to really give you some lane stability and a little extra damage.
No.
Because we've kind of talked about it before, Jared. The laning phase kind of has a ripple effect,
Right.
Where you make little waves that make bigger waves in the late game.
right. So bad decisions early just compound.
Static link going on Luna here, and at this point I was trying to run away, and you can see here the feeding almost begins even before the 3-minute mark
Very
here.
fast.
I mean, good lord, I had to salve up, and I was like, oh my god.
And
And it
This
looks
is
like
not looking
Alchemist
good.
might be going down here, but oh, you get away safely, Jared,
with 82 hit points, look at that.
thanks to that stout shield. Ben, I want to ask you, why did you not pick up a stout shield on Dragon Knight? Not to put
You know,
not to put you on the spot.
You know, being in the off lane, it would have been an option. I think I was hoping to get a little bit more poke out of Windranger than I did
Yeah.
initially. The thought there was I wanted to make sure I was getting last hits, so that's why I went with the bow blade on that.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can go either way. I think I've done the stout
Yeah.
shield, and that's worked out well. I think part of it was we thought the lane setup might be a little different than it ended up.
Yeah.
I think we were a little surprised by that for sure.
So, if you notice here, I have 0 last hits, which as a hard carry,
That's
3
not
minutes
good.
into the
No.
game, that's not good.
Hey, why don't you pull up the
Jared is
the
beating
full
me.
stats?
Okay, yeah, we'll bring up the
Oh,
last
and
hits.
there
list.
was the first blood, and it was you.
And I'm almost going down and bottom there.
Oh,
little mana steal there.
oh
Okay,
man.
getting zoned out pretty
So,
hard there.
early game not going well for
Yeah,
us.
we're doing poorly. I don't know how else you would put it.
Hey, our mid though, Chris, he's got 10 CS. He's leading the charts, which is always good.
Right. Which again is to be expected against a mid. You see,
A
Tiny,
mid-Tiny.
only has
Denied.
the 4 last hits, no denies, and that Queen of Pain, she's 12 and 4. So I mean,
Right.
But we're behind. We've got we've got our mid doing well, but then we've got the next 3 are all on the other team.
Yeah,
Right.
the outside lanes are doing quite poorly.
Yeah. So at this point, I don't know if it was right now that we started discussing it, but you do see a rotation come out from us.
Yeah.
Um,
Razor's not doing as well as I thought he was, though.
so what you're saying is it's more of an indictment on you.
Right.
I think that's accurate.
Yeah, it was my game to lose, and boy, did I.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, it was my lane to lose. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So we're there's a lot of just we're frustrated at this point. We're like, this
Yeah.
is not going well. We're at least only died once, but it's just like we're not getting the farm that we need.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you see Drow's now starting to really take some shape, and you really see the rest of us falling behind. I will comment, our Windranger is doing a good job at denies. She does have those 7 denies.
Which is excellent.
Really? That is impressive.
So I mean,
Yeah, that's
Jeez.
great.
taking a look at that, we do have to give our friend Kyle
Well,
some
and I
props
remember
there.
we talked about that on our voice speak when we were doing the game. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, this is what you need to be doing to try to give us a chance here. And there wasn't as much opportunity for poke, but yeah, the denies he was taking advantage of.
Toss happening there for the tiny.
I love that toss.
Here's the rotation happening between Ben and I. Ben was kind enough to say, "Hey Brian, you suck really bad. Go to the off lane where you're gonna have an easier matchup."
So I think what Drow was thinking there, she just rushed the phase boots.
Yeah.
So I think she's just wanting that damage because phase boots are a great way to get that early damage increase for pretty cheap, honestly.
Well, without a doubt.
Yeah, but I still think the boots early game was a blunder. I would rather have like the iron branches and some and a
And I-
magic
Wraith
wand.
band.
And I think the way
Yeah.
the lane went, she would have had a kill on me at that point too. So they would have been up 2-0 and
Oh, you got a concoction coming down.
Oh, and
Mid lane?
I do
Oh,
die
wow.
here thanks to Drow.
So we're getting more frustrated because we switched to avoid that situation, and that our hard carry continues to feed and is the third worst in terms of last.
Hey, we got a 2-for-1 though.
We did.
And Jared did get that concoction stun on himself.
Yeah, so that's
Number
that'd
We're
be
down to one.
Have you won
Number
it?
one.
That we know of.
yeah. It's so embarrassing.
It happens.
Formula for perfect health.
So Windranger's got the Ring of Protection here to give herself a little bit more tankiness. I continue to lick my wounds and head back to the lane.
Got that Ring of Aquila up though.
Hey, you get a decent amount of damage out of that.
No, you do.
Yeah, it's really good.
And as that agility-based hero, it's nice to have
Yep.
for sure.
Looks like the Radiant team's getting set up for a gank here.
Yeah, they started to get pretty aggressive in that
Yeah.
lane at one point.
Yeah, the top lane for them.
Razor going in for something here, going in for the static link. Concoction being whirled up here, going to get a stun potentially. And
Oh, I
stun
got
going
that.
down on Tidehunter. And the acid spray going out, reducing the armor. Right click's going out on Tidehunter here. And we'll see what happens. And Gush going out on Dragon Knight. And looks like we're going to back off for the time being here. Little poking going down in the bottom lane here. The power shot coming out of the Windranger. There it is. And the Earth Spike happening, giving me lots of grief with the Luna here.
So you've now fallen to just having 3 last
Three.
hits at this
It is
point, so
appalling.
It's really bad.
It is appalling how poorly I did. If this is a pro match, the game would be lost for sure.
Yeah, it would be close to a GG at this point.
But thankfully, this is not a pro match, and literally anything can happen.
It's about right.
Yeah. Man, I see that you took an early point in Glaives, or is that just to try to help you get those last hits? Was that
I
your
remember
thoughts?
I remember that being a fat finger.
Yeah,
because
Okay.
misclick.
I think I wanted the Lucent Beam.
Okay, which I mean is fine.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think it would be a good call actually.
Now
doing
that was
that.
Did you see? That was great by our Windranger there. She almost had Luna. Or
Earth Spike
Drow
doing a
around.
little harass here. Lucent Beam being used by me on the
Oh, we got an
Luna
engagement up top.
top lane here.
Well, it looks like we're gonna have.
Little harassment happening. Razor kind of poking around here. Static Link going out on the Dragon Knight. Ben says
Oh,
YOLO
yeah.
and gives him the Dragon Tail and just runs away, which actually is a really good idea for when he uses the Static Link.
And
you
here
know?
comes the body block.
Yeah, baby, body block. And it looks like Razor's going to go down here, and maybe not. He's going to get away.
We just missed.
Oh, that bastard.
Oh, but he's coming back. That's a good decision.
Razor says YOLO, uses the healing salve, which is kind of, if you get hit with that healing salve will wear right off. Trying to get the kill on Alchemist. And yet again, Jared, you get away to save the day. Yet again.
That elusive Alchemist. I tell you, that's why I love him. He's inherently tanky, and he can do so much with so little.
That Earth Spike, it looks like Windranger's going to give up a kill here. Lucent Beam saving her butt as she gets away. I finally did something right, you guys.
Hey, good job. Oh, wait.
Except I dive real far. I start seeing blood.
Here comes the dive.
And Drow's probably going to get a kill on me here.
Because Windranger is gone.
Yeah, she's gone. I'm like, oh my gosh, help me. And it looks like with the Frost Arrow.
With those phase boots.
Frost Arrow is going to kill me here thanks to the slow. Totally whiffing on the power shot there. Will she get it? One more hit'll do it.
Foundling's life is
And I live to see another day.
37 life.
In fact, Windranger got the kill on Drow Ranger.
And
Which-
Drow bought back right here?
By
There
all,
were some odd buybacks.
by all accounts, that should have happened. Engagement happening in the top lane. Looks like Razor's just going to get blown up by Queen of Pain. She came up for a gank and just totally destroyed Razor, which was much needed at this point.
Yeah.
Tiny's got the DD. Let's see if he decides to do anything with it. Jared, what do you think of the Tranquil Boots pickup here on Tiny? Is that a good idea?
No.
No. Wow. Just a very decisive no. Windranger just decides to just stand here and
I think he might be doing dorm rounds at this point, but we're not missing.
because he is an RA from what I understand. And about 10 years younger than us.
More than 10 years.
Yeah.
or something.
Tiny just decides to stand here and just not do anything
Yeah,
with the
really,
DD room.
I think they're really.
Maybe they were waiting for Razor to come back. I'm not really sure.
I'm not quite sure either.
Yeah.
I think they were hoping we were going to try to push a tower at that point, but we
Yeah.
didn't feel like that.
But we had vision of Tiny.
That's the other thing. We knew
Yeah.
exactly where Tiny was.
Yeah, we had vision of him the whole time and knew that he was there. So
We had the ward in the top and bottom position here.
yeah. So really, I mean,
We had
Those
full
wards-
vision of the river.
wards are really going to do work.
This Windranger here, this is the very image of pub matches, by the way.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
Looks like the Radiant's going to go ahead and push out this tower. Jared, looks like you get away.
off.
Wow.
Wow.
That's impressive. Where'd you wind up going to?
I just went back fountain.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And checking out
heal up.
Windranger, I think they're circling the tower now.
Good. Getting that clarity. I remember she asked me to buy a clarity, and I was like, I'm not hard Gary. I shouldn't be buying you stuff, but that's okay. Looks like I missed another kill. Maybe this is just one big fat conspiracy to not see me die as
Yeah,
much.
maybe.
What's going up
Yeah.
on top?
Oh yeah.
Dire's top
Looks like some
tower.
right clicks going down on Dragon Knight here.
And Razor is really diving.
They
for this.
went
Really
really
diving, really
deep
going
here.
for here. It winds up the Jared winds up the concoction here. Well, you get the stun off. You do, and you get the kill with it,
Got the return. So we
lost
traded,
Quap.
Yeah,
Dire's
traded a
mid
core
tower
for a
could use a
core.
little help.
So
which is fine. That's probably an even
We
trade.
still have a
Yeah.
chance over at
I think you might want to keep up there.
Looks like
Yeah. Up
Looks like
top.
we're gonna chase out the Tidehunter here, and
We got that
looks like we'll
clutch
get the
stun.
kill here. And Tidehunter will just get blown up here.
I slid with the fishes.
Yeah,
He swims with the fishes, apparently.
apparently.
Let me ask you this, Jared: is it fishes or fish?
Dire's mid tower won't last
I do
much
believe
longer.
Tidehunter. It's fishes.
Okay,
I thought it was fish eye.
fisheye. I think fisheye is the correct vernacular.
Fishy.
Windranger resigns to just stand around and regain some mana here. I had no idea Windranger sat around so much.
We got some talking to do.
Yeah.
Got some coaching.
Razor's gonna go ahead and rotate to the bottom lane, saying YOLO. I want to go and get some more kills on Luna.
So yeah, it looks like we're gonna get some more rotations and team fights starting here.
Dire's
So,
mid tower
which
is
is about the
having
right time, about
technical
13 minutes in.
difficulties.
That's about when you normally see it.
Yep.
You're getting some items. They're getting a nice
Radiant's
push on
top
that bottom
tower's hurting.
tower.
That ultimate is real nice on Razor because it's kind of like the anti zone out. You know, it keeps other people from coming close to you. So it's real good to use that and just stand by the tower. But
Got some action top too.
ooh, top lane. Okay.
Where you did. I think you missed it.
Looks like the ultimate form going to be coming out on Alchemist here for defensive purposes? Question mark.
Probably.
Radiant's mid
Engagement
tower
happening in the bottom lane here. Drow's going to get another kill on me with the Hex.
I tell you, this Lion is really, really good at chaining his ability.
He is clutch,
He
yeah,
was,
for sure.
He was very good at going from one to another, Earth Spike right into a Hex. It was very, very impressive. He was a hard person to play against. So
Yep.
props to you, Lion guy.
Yep, good work, Lion. Bracer coming out for Tidehunter. That's a very typical choice. Get a little bit more tanky. Gush being used on Dragon Knight to kind of zone him out there.
Guess what's happening to Dyer's bottom tower?
Windranger getting his phase boots there. She's
We have an engagement up top.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, we're
Unstable concoction being used. Will
Self-stun.
will this go
At
up to
this
two?
point-
Two. Oh, even in front of, right in front of Tiny there. Avalanche going to be
That's
used.
so embarrassing.
And questionable whether Tiny should have been engaging there. And not enough mana for the stun there. Lucent Beam coming out from me there, getting a little bit of stun action. And I think we just resigned to just start doing some team fighting at this point. We decided we had some core items up.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to push that top tower.
Queen of Pain was coming in too.
Yep. Queen of Pain getting the kill on Tiny there.
And wait, got a self-stun.
We got three
Number
or four.
3, ding number 3.
They come in droves.
We got the Null Talisman, Staff of Wizardry, and the Arcane Boots for Quap there. So we decided we could start doing some
pushing.
team fights.
Where is Windranger?
I said, hey, I've got 12 last hits, guys. We need to fight.
Bottom tower got blown.
She was-
Somebody's on a roll.
No, she was defending that bottom tower.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Engagement happening in the top lane
tower's
here.
in bad shape.
Looks like Dragon Knight got a kill on Razor, and we decided to just take this tower while they had 2 heroes down.
What's very interesting to note, in his ultimate form,
This is a bad move for Tiny
Without a
to
doubt.
TP
Oh
in
my
there.
goodness,
Terrible
yes.
idea. Tiny's just going to get blown
Chain
up
stun.
4-on-1. Bad idea.
stun.
Get out of here.
which one of the reasons I like this team comp so much was the fact that there were so many stuns coming out. That
Right.
If we communicated as a 5-man
Radiant's
team,
top tower
we could
is
chain
bad
stun.
And we decided to just keep pushing our advantage here, and Razor using that ultimate form to try and push us out, but it's 2-on-4. That's not going to work out too well. But we do decide to back up, and it looks like we are going to get a kill on Alchemist here. Razor using that ultimate to just take him down.
Well, you got the nice dragon tail out there.
Yep. So they did get a kill on the Alchemist there.
Unfortunate
Looks
that-
like Dragon Knight will go down thanks to the ultimate and the right clicks. And earlier there was a kill on the Windranger thanks to Drow Ranger. Windranger was probably just kind of caught out. I'm not sure whether we had expressed whether he needed to get out of dodge or not.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
That
either.
should have happened though.
Yeah, at that point we should have been grouping as a 5.
Right. So let's bring up the kills here. Drow Ranger leading the kill board here with 4.
And you're leading the death
The
board.
death board with 4. Yep.
Good job.
So really, that's not what you're wanting out of your hard carry. At this
Big
point.
fight happening up here. Windranger feeds yet again.
Dyer's mid tower.
And I say feed lovingly because I feed all the time. But Eclipse is, I do have Eclipse leveled up, which is a great team fight ability. You can pop that and just melt teams. Dragon Knight popping the dragon form here. Excuse me, Elder Dragon form. Using the dragon tail on Lion. Getting a little aggressive here. Unstable Concoction being wound up.
And it hits.
Stun goes on Lion, and Lion will go down. Looks like Tidehunter's going to go down here, too. It's a 3-on-1. That's not a good situation. And Lucent Beam stunning him just enough to get the
mid tower. could
get
use
the
a
right
little
clicks
help.
from Quap.
And wait
And-
for it.
And
The
there it
king
That
is.
one, yes.
Number 2, baby. Number 2. You know what? You're 3 for the self hits with the unstable concoction, but hey, you've landed 2 kills with it too.
And at this point, we see that
Quap does go down.
Dyer's
she
bottom
went down
tower.
after a disconnect,
Right.
if you remember.
Right.
Right. Disconnect in quotes. Disconnect.
And I think we do need to communicate with Windranger a little better. I think the
Being a
impression was-
newer player, we
Right.
should have coached him a little bit.
Yeah,
more.
we obviously just kind of left them in that lane, and we could have really had more.
Yeah. What's your favorite flavor of jelly bean that we've had?
Not buttered popcorn.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. Also, at this point, we're trolling the other team pretty hard.
I think I might be an expert in trolling people occasionally. And
You are pretty good at it. Windranger got the Bassy ring, starting on a mech.
I think my favorite would be Sour Cherry. I enjoyed that
That's
one.
a good one.
Drow Ranger does have that Shadow Blade, which lets her
Tutti
kind
frutti.
of
That one was not that
engage
good.
and disengage and just kind of poke around.
Super Fruit Fusion? What the heck is that?
That's when you take a handful of Fruit Loops and just jam it into your mouth.
I'm gonna see if I can find one of those here.
Oh, I got a cinnamon. The cinnamon ones are the worst because they're so friggin' spicy.
Yeah, they really are. Literally the worst. So,
DD rune in the top lane.
so we're unpausing as well now. Okay.
All right, here we go. Back in line, folks. It's time to watch me feed more. Windranger stand around.
Weren't partial to that mid tower.
Drow Ranger got a tower kill there. And it's also worth noting that I'm really good. I'm doing the cameras here. I'm really good at missing all the action.
Yeah, it's been good. We are feeling better at this point. I think that's important to mention. We feel like we've caught up. We've gotten some good kills, getting some good team engagements, and we're feeling like, okay, maybe we lost the laning phase, but I think we're looking pretty good in the next phase.
Look at that gold graph, though. We are behind by at least 4,000
We still
gold.
have some catch up to do.
They do have 2 towers down to one of that we have down.
Right.
So that's gonna be a good amount of that.
Hey, look at that.
Nice aggressive ward.
Look at that ward you got up there. Look at that.
Yeah.
So what is the tower count? We're
2 to 1 radiant. Oh,
Okay.
self stun.
number 3.
Oh, it's
Four.
at least 4.
That's 4.
four.
Okay,
Tower's
great.
getting beat down.
And the Radiant's
Losing
going to go
another
ahead
tower.
and beat down our tier 1 tower here.
Radiant's
And at
mid
this point,
tower's getting
it looks like we have
banged up.
some reinforcements coming in.
Maybe a little engagement happening down here. Earth Spike going down on Windranger. Is she going to die? Probably.
Oh, no.
Hex going down. More chain stunning, as we talked about earlier. I
Yeah,
think
so-
she should be able to
think
get
she
away
gets
with the
away
phase
here.
boots here.
Yeah, and the wind run.
And the wind run.
I don't think she used either, but
Dyer's
she got
bottom
away.
tower's getting the
A
business.
little pokey poke going on in the top lane here.
Yeah. I think it is very good to note as well that oh, lost a thought. It's gone.
What?
So we'll get
Great.
it one day. We'll get it one day.
I do remember thinking at this point, just being really pissed off at myself for playing poorly.
But you do have some last hits, so that's important.
And I do have the Helm of the Dominator, which really just gives you a ton of sustain. You can just farm like crazy and not worry quite as much about going back for health and all that. Unstable Concoction, I heard it being wound up.
Yeah, Razor was just
Razor just melted there,
very
yeah.
overextended.
Probably getting a little greedy.
Yeah.
He's got the Power Treads and the Vanguard, which Vanguard, it's not as good as what some people think.
It really loses its potency very quickly.
I would say
you
it's
have to get it very, very quickly.
it's a little late for
Something
that.
about that bottom tower. Radiant's mid tower
And
coming
Razor,
Razor-
had a very clever comment. I
Razor
thought it
being
was-
there for the
Yeah,
lulls.
that was
their
good.
structures.
And looks like the
Pandering
tier
and
1 mid tower is just going to get demolished here.
Radiant's mid tower ain't doing so.
And you see that somebody else did.
The late TP.
The blink going
Yeah,
down
late
from
TP.
Quap there.
They helped us out with the late TP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we really appreciate that.
The thought came back. So chain stunning. When we're talking about chain stunning, so basically the idea of you have 2 people with stuns on your teams, don't just throw them on top of each other like we just did there.
Right, Tidehunter going to get blown up there.
You want to time them. Yeah, you want to time them
Right.
so that you hold that person's stun.
And it looks like we are going to get a tier 2 mid tower out of this. Razor kind of just saying YOLO and just blowing up Alchemist. Probably
really
going to
wanted that
die
tower.
for it, yeah.
I really wanted that. Tower.
Drow getting the kill on the Alchemist. Queen of Pain killing the Drow.
He's barely escaping. Oh my god.
And look at that. Sabone is on a killing spree. I jump up to the 4th place here on the net worth chart.
It was an impressive jump.
I should have been 1st place, and I don't know if Dragon Knight's going to miss it. Oh, Tiny. Look at Tiny being good. Not getting overly aggressive, not giving up the
Tiny.
kills. And
let's check out that gold graph again.
all right, let's see the gold graph here, guys. Let's take a look. Oh, it is dipping down hard.
So, yeah,
it is on the way back towards our
Those 2
favor.
towers and a couple kills, and we've cut into half of it. So
Look at how low we all were on health though.
we
Dragon
barely
Knight
made it
barely
out of
made
there.
it out. Quap also barely made it out.
I definitely died though.
Guys, 22-minute power treads on Luna. Road to TI4, I'm telling you.
Yes.
And we did 0 stacking of ancients or of any of the jungle, I think, for you too. So we didn't really think.
Right,
how can we get you
because
that
we
farm?
can totally stack ancients. We
Here
can.
we go.
Well, it's not
Hey,
that hard.
don't miss the self-stun there.
Where?
Mid
What?
lane.
Oh, there it is.
5.
Boom. Number
That's
5.
And at this point, I was cursing a lot.
There might have
And,
been some profanity.
yeah.
I think you said something about dicks at one point. But this is a family-friendly video. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry, I take that back.
We'll take it out.
Engagement happening in the middle lane here. Just a little pokey poking happening here.
And wait
Unstable
for it.
concoction getting wound up here, and
Another
number
s-
6. And we just kind of form up as
embarrassing.
a four-man
so
team to
embarrassing.
defend middle here. Ben defending the off lane here as Drow just kind of farms up. She's up to 70 last hits here. Let's see what's the creep score here. Yeah, Drow really
and
coming
Razor,
ahead
yeah.
there. Yeah. But yeah, Lion just getting caught out here as we decide to
And
do we go
here
for
comes 7.
There it is, number 7. And we decided to go in for Roshan here. Is that right? No, because we learned our lesson from last time that you
Yes.
only want to take down Roshan after a good team fight.
It's mostly helpful. We do have a little bit of minus armor, so it does help take Roshan down pretty quickly. But
Yeah.
Roshan is level 30, remember? So
Correct.
he has like 11,000 hit points.
Correct.
And
As we're thinking about
And unstable concoction number 7, Jared.
Number 8.
That's
That's
eight.
8. Oh, an unprecedented 8 self-inflicted unstable concoctions.
Fight going on here.
Dragon Tail going down on Razor. A good Ravage catching all of us out, but unfortunately not going to do too much. Static Link going down on Dragon Knight to steal some damage. Unfortunately, the Eclipse is going to take out Razor. And a real good scream from
Clutch there
Quap.
by Quap, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
3 on the 3 going down on the other team. Earthspike catching 3 of us out. Pretty impressive Earthspike there, but unfortunately Lion is going to fall. And that is a 4-person wipe. And Drow just says, "Hey YOLO, I heard this good carry called Sabone just kind of AFKs in the jungle.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
Gonna follow him and see how that works out."
So it looks like
We're going for a tower down there.
yeah.
Yeah, we are knocking on the front door here.
Radiant's
25
mid
minute
tower's getting banged up.
25-minute tier
Radiant's
3. That's not too bad.
It's not terrible.
And I remember at this point we kind of said, "Okay, guys, we're gonna take the barracks down and we're just gonna back up, farm up some more to really
There goes
extend
the
our lead."
Radiant's mid rags.
Because really, when they're all down like that, they have nothing they can do.
Right. So we forced a couple buybacks there.
Yep.
And then got out. So
Another unstable concoction being wound up.
I don't think it's going to win.
And you
we
get it
did
off,
get it
Jared.
off.
You get a good
Bring
stun
it,
on
guys.
I
Razor
think
there,
that was really
Bring
just
it.
out of principle because there was nothing that was going to be accomplished with that.
and you get out
No,
without any
bottom
death here,
tower.
Jared. This is impressive.
My thought was, I thought they were gonna chase.
Right.
So,
So I'll run back into them.
well, no, I started winding up the concoction.
Looks like is Quap gonna find Drow Ranger here? No.
God. That shadow.
Oh, looks like. Oh no, I
Shadow
thought
Blade.
I thought Drow was gonna go after.
Oh, but we
Windranger.
could have got their courier there.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would have been an opportunity.
That's a nice looking courier.
So
Can you
really the-
comment on that first off?
That's a great. Go back to the courier.
Yeah, go back to the. Let's take a look at that.
Oh yeah. Oh, just look at that.
So it's a Greeble, right?
I do believe
I
that's,
don't, I
that's what
don't
they call
know.
it.
I don't know.
So it looks like we're.
Got the team side here.
Yeah.
Nice little team fight gonna be happening.
hang
here.
back by the
Should we
tower.
have bought some dust for Drow Ranger's
Absolutely.
Shadow
I think
Blade?
we actually shouted at people to do that.
Oh, Windranger just gets blown up. Toss going down for the Drow Ranger there. Big Earthspike hitting.
The scream just does so much.
Oh my
work.
gosh, yeah. Just cleaning up. Quap just cleaning up. Triple kill
Ooh, I love
with the Ag Scepter.
Piercing.
Now, show me what does the Ag Scepter help do for?
Oh, looks. Are we gonna catch the line here?
Well, we got a concoction coming.
Oh, I think that. Oh, the blink.
And-
Oh, good guy Chris getting us up to 9.
Number 9.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so what? Aghanim Scepter on. Okay, so here it increases damage and decreases the cooldown.
Oh, that's nice. 600 damage.
They're using some buybacks.
That's
here.
almost about 200 damage with the scepter.
So
That's a
yeah,
lot.
200 damage upgrade. That's pretty.
force back 2
That's pretty
buybacks
good.
there.
So really, the thing that led us back into this game was their poor positioning. Those TPs into dead towers, them overextending themselves. They really gave us an opportunity to come back.
Yeah,
we were pretty far behind after.
Absolutely. It's our we lost the laning phase pretty dang hard, but we definitely came back with. I feel like we have decent team fight.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the acid spray going down, really lowering Roshan's effective health there.
Or EHP.
Yeah.
Dragon Knight picking up the Aegis, or Aegis, depending on how you decide to pronounce it.
Beautiful looking ward there.
Ward going down just so we can
Those
see
things are so creepy
exactly
looking.
where they are. They are pretty weird. I have the MLG Columbus wards.
So we see somebody's caught out here again on their team.
We talking
I
about
think they
Drow
might get out.
Ranger?
Yeah, Drow might get out though because
She's got that Shadow Blade, yeah. But she did buy a recipe first, which I don't necessarily always recommend buying recipes first.
No.
No, and there's nothing on the courier, and she doesn't have anything in the bank, so that is
What is the... Okay, so
that's just doing nothing in her
we just got the
inventory.
bottom tower there.
Oh, okay, great.
You know the drill.
Perfect, wonderful,
So for those playing along at home, don't buy the recipe first.
correct.
Such a bad idea.
It doesn't do anything for you. Unstable concoction being whipped up here. Are we gonna get a stun? Are we gonna get the elusive 10?
Number 10.
Number 10. Earthspike going down on the Dragon Knight here. Looks like Dragon Knight got a little aggressive and he is still alive thanks to the Helm of the Dominator there.
Yeah, and
That's
I
a
still have
2
the
for
Aegis
nil
as
so
well.
far. You do have the Aegis, so you are able to play a little bit more aggressive.
Beautiful stun. One of the things that, even though you see it can have its downfalls, the unstable concoction has such a ridiculously long range.
Yeah, right.
It's so great. And as you can see, Savone up at the top of the...
That's right, baby. That's right, baby. I get the mana style, and just the kills just come out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we decided at this point, hey, they're down 4. Let's go ahead and push the lanes out a little bit more. Let's go ahead for barracks. And yeah, at this point, we're like, let's just force out a GG. Let's just win as the game, even though you can't GG and give up the match, which is unfortunate.
It really is.
Tidehunter blinking in for a Ravage for no point. Looks like he probably will go down here. That was just a dumb idea.
Self.
It's those kind of kills that just give up
I
the
got it
game
off.
for you.
All right.
Oh, good job, Jared. Good Lion Earthspike and that Hex where we were talking about
The chain.
chaining the stuns there. And Jared, you're kind of caught out in no man's land here. The Static Link going down to steal some damage, but it looks like Razor's probably going to go down thanks to those glaives. Those glaives just doing work and cleaning up. And number 11,
Number 11, because of the stupid Earth Spike.
the Earth Spike. In your defense, you were in a position to actually get off the stun.
Right. Well, it's okay.
Drow Ranger deciding to just split push here and see what kind of work she can get done.
And we still haven't bought Dust. We've been yelling about buying Dust.
Yeah.
Nobody's bought Dust.
And not too much she can do here with Shadow Blade and Helm of the Dominator. Not really all that much.
No. And a recipe for a satanic.
Oh, good shackle shot. Look at that.
Shackle.
Talk about getting caught out there with the
That
lucky
was
shackle shots there. That was great.
And Queen of Pain, that scream with that Ag Scepter, basically, it did 600 damage, is that right? I think Drow has
725
Okay, well, I
on
think,
a 40-second cooldown.
yeah, I think Drow has 720 or 792 or something was her hit points.
It doesn't say.
So, I mean, take, all the...
BKB going down for Dragon Knight here. What's your reasoning for getting the BKB, Ben?
I'm just really looking at being kind of our tanky guy who can stay in there and do enough damage to be, somebody that they have to try to deal with, but maybe who's a little harder to take down.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's going to help you go up against that Ravage and against
Radiant's top
Razor's
tower
ultimate
is
as
Yeah,
well.
they have a couple different things that can cause us.
Yep, for sure.
Looks like they're
in
grouping
line
up.
with the finger and all that.
Looks like they're grouping up mid here to try and push back or get some farm or.
Well, at this point, they definitely need to be grouping as 5 because they have fallen so far behind.
Well, really, there's really not too much they can do because they have no vision. really all you can
They
do
need
is
to be
just kind of
turtle.
turtle. Yeah.
they really
Lucent Beam going down on Tidehunter there, getting a good Earth Spike from Lion, but will it be enough? Luna does go down. Lion goes down. The Ravage going out. That Scream just doing work on
We got a
on the Queen of
concoction
Pain.
going again.
Let's see if we can get it off.
Yeah, there you
Nice.
go. That's number 3. Number 3 kill with the Unstable Concoction.
So 3 kills, 11 self stuns.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Well done.
I think I'm gonna say it right now. Quap is definitely our saving grace here because she's just
Oh,
doing
she held us together. Yeah.
just doing
Burst
work
damage.
with that sonic wave.
If anyone on their team would have picked up a Lincoln's or something like that, that would help kind of negate that.
Yeah.
I think that would have been really nice.
Yeah.
I would have wanted to see Tiny building towards something like that.
Razor getting the kill on Alchemist,
Jeez, oh, jeez.
and that was a full team wipe just from that fight.
Yeah, our Quap is super
Radiant's
fed.
top
Or no, I'm sorry, that was a 3-for-1. Assault Curious going down on Alchemist. What's the reasoning behind that, Jared?
Attack speed minus armor.
All right,
And we were really far ahead, so at this point we just want to be.
just be wrapping the game up.
Yeah, we want to buy some items that are going to be game impactful.
Yep. BKB being used here to give Ben some match immunity.
Yeah, and this was a matter of me not being focused. I thought I still had the Aegis, and it had already been removed.
Yeah. You did buy the Chrysalis before you die, though, which
I
is
did, yeah,
which
I
is
did
always
the buy.
good.
Always a good idea, guys. If you're gonna die, you gotta buy.
Radiant's mid towers.
Jared, let me ask you this, Jared. With since Quap is so spell dependent,
Radiant's mid towers.
how does she
getting
scale
banged
into
up.
the late game?
It really depends. I mean, you're not gonna see her carry much harder than what she is right now.
Yeah.
Getting much past 45 minutes, she's gonna start falling off. Because you're gonna see a lot of the other carries getting a lot more of the.
Did you see the acid spray go down because you thought
we were
Roshan
sure.
was there?
sure Roshan
Yeah.
was back.
This was
Yeah.
again. This was lack of knowledge on my
Yeah.
part. I'm like, he reclaimed it. He's got to be back.
Yeah.
Let's head over. And we were.
And we were
all
really
there,
wanting it,
and it
as
wasn't
you can
there.
see.
Yeah, it was not.
Because Roshan respawns. I think it's after 8 minutes he can respawn between like
1 and 3 minutes.
Got it.
something like
So
that.
if you look at it, we can see he's got approximately 1 minute left. I think is what that
we
is.
were-
one
Wait,
one
wait,
minute
wait.
left before
Before the 1 to 3 minutes.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know why they just don't add like just
A
have
timer.
a floating
Just put
timer
a
here.
freaking timer on
Yeah.
it. So confusing.
I'm sorry, Jared. I cut you off from something earlier. I don't even remember what you were talking
We were just talking about Queen of Pain. I think that she falls
Oh,
off.
right. And Tidehunter trying to get those ravages off. Drow
But got a good
actually
blink out. Oh, and if
the
we would have
Eclipse
had
being
dust,
used here.
we would have had some dust.
Really an awkward team fight there. Drow coming around for the poke. The Eclipse going down, not really doing too much. Tiny
Drow.
or Tidehunter coming in for the Ravage, which was really just strange. Lion using the Earth Spike 3-on-1. Never a good idea. He's just gonna get blown up. And that was self-stun number 12 on Alchemist. Alchemist gonna go down.
But I got close enough because it actually stuns in an AoE.
Somebody.
Oh,
So-
really?
yes.
Oh, get out of
So-
here.
So if you're standing next to somebody self-stun, it'll stun them as well.
Yeah.
So
Radiant's
technically
mid
12,
towers
yes.
coming
That was a 1-for-3 engagement there, which was totally worth it in the late game. The final ultimate form for Dragon Knight just doing work. Basically a free Scotty.
And it does splash damage, right?
Oh,
so it
yeah.
cleaves.
It cleaves, and it slows.
Radiant's mid towers.
That's so
using
good.
And
hand.
you know, because I built
Radiant's
type of
mid
items, I
towers
wasn't
getting
taking the
what
damage
for?
from the tower.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem, especially while you're in Dragon form.
Radiant's mid towers.
So what could they have done to counter Quap?
Radiant's
'Cause that
mid-towers
seemed to be
coming.
their major issue. Should they have gone on Lincolns or gone early BKBs or something? To really shut
I would
Quap
say
down?
go BKB,
Yeah,
right?
probably BKB because she's got multiple. That Lincoln's only going to protect you from the first instance of that magic damage. So
like
if you're
Radiant's Ancient is
looking
getting stopped.
good, I mean, you can throw out that
Another shot.
unstable concoction, something else from your other team before you throw out that Queen of Pain.
And
So
Brian-
really, BKBs is probably
Did
gonna
they,
be
did they get a BKB on that team at all?
no.
So that would have been a huge difference.
Yeah.
maker.
Tiny should have. He might be building towards one right now. Most likely, he's building towards an Ags. But really, you want a BKB on Tiny. You want one on Drow.
Windranger,
Yeah.
you're still just standing around doing a great job.
So we're thinking this is set 2 of rounds at this point in the dorm room.
Orchid of Malevolence being built for
Orchid,
Quap
I
there.
think, is what it is.
Orchard, I believe, is what
Yeah.
it is actually, from what I
The
from what I
orchard.
remember. I still decide to just kind of AFK farm here, trying to go for the butterfly.
Because you're like, hey, I had 0 last hits at 10 minutes in,
Right.
so I
Hey.
now have 135.
Hey,
make up for
I'm
it.
still on top of the net worth chart, baby.
This is why you play our carries. Because you can do that, the AFK farming, really effectively.
Right.
And I've caught up to Drow with last hits. But that still does not.
Drow out with the Satanic, she finally completed it after buying the recipe about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Right.
So again,
Could
guys,
have used those items.
you could have bought that Reaver instead and had the extra 25 health,
The Dire took down old Roach.
Roshan finally going down.
and nobody wants the Aegis.
Immortality.
In all seriousness, though,
Invisibility.
I definitely need to have a better laning phase for sure.
Without a doubt.
Because I think once we start to get higher, I definitely would have lost the game for us with that bad of a laning phase. Good unstable concoction there, Jared.
Catching 3 of them.
Eclipse just doing work. The psychic or sonic scream just really cleaning up there, and really there's just really not much they can do.
And you see the acid spray before the unstable concoction is really the key to Alchemist.
Right.
Because
doing some armor reduction there.
As you're
Things
getting
ain't
that
looking bright for
wound up,
Radiant's ancient.
you throw out the acid spray to help increase the damage that it's doing.
Dragon Knight getting the double is really just kind of putting the nail
This
in the
might be
coffin
over
here.
for the Radiant.
And really, with 3 guys down, there's really not much they can do. As you see, we just go for the throne, and
Is taking a beat.
that's the game.
Chalk it up for the Dire.
For sure.
So really, guys, I can't help but feel that it was the Radiant's game to lose. I don't.
After the landing phase, I would definitely agree.
Right. I think it was their mistakes that lost the game for us, and we were able to just kind of keep it together long enough in the late game to not feed, and we had the. I mean, we had okay team fights, but I just feel like
I think ultimately it came down to the fact that we were a 5-man team. We were communicating well,
Right.
And that ultimately will win in a team fight against a pub match where you're not going against another team of 5.
right. And as we talked about in the previous match that we casted, don't suicide yourself into 5-man engagements if you're just one dude.
You're never gonna win that.
You're never going to win that. You're always going to have a bad time. But anyway, thanks for joining us for this, Ben.
Sure, yeah. Thanks for having me again. It was great being here.
Yep. Thanks everyone for listening. Comment and like the video and upvote the thread on Reddit if that's where you came from. Check us out at welikeDota.com and tell somebody about the show. That's what helps us out the most. Thanks a lot, everybody, and we will see you all next time.